Gracias for joining us once more here at Mad Monster 2016. Welcome to the horror show. I'm Jaime and Fuego, and I have a kindred spirit of just all things pop culture standing beside me here. This is Victor from Cult Classics. How's it going, man?
I think this is probably like the biggest and best horror show we've ever gotten here in Arizona, like by far. And I'm excited to, be a part of it and help out Mad Monster get established here in AZ, and help get the word out about Cult Classics out to more people here in the Valley.
So are you a native then, or are you a transplant?
I'm originally from California, but I've been here now for like 10 years. So, I'm transplanted pretty firmly at this point, right?
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing Cult Classics for then? How long have you been doing? It's the screenings at the Tempe Pollock that you do yours monthly, right?
Yeah, we do at least one monthly screening at Pollock Tempe Cinemas on Elliott and McClintock in Tempe. We usually also have a second event on the last Friday of the month at the Grid Games and Growlers in Mesa called Jump Cut. That's more kind of like obscure, gonzo, weirder films. $7, and it's kind of a cool thing we're trying to get off the ground.
Nice. And so one thing that I've always liked about the monthly event that you do is that there is a special shirt and there's a special print as well. So, there's a collectible aspect to that monthly event.
Yeah, we try to kind of create a community aspect to it. We don't play trailers before our movies. We make little custom pre-shows with clips and like little found things and Mastodon videos, whatever we can find that sort of fits the occasion. And we do little giveaways and prints and shirts and stuff just to have people collect them and want to come back. And we've been doing it for 5 years now, so some people have built healthy collections. I've been at horror shows in LA and around the country, and I've seen the shirts we do for our shows everywhere. So it kind of builds this community that kind of seeps out into the bigger horror collector audience,
And it's not just horror that you show, right? It's basically anything from 80s and 90s mostly I've seen. Do you venture any further back or?
Yeah, we've done stuff from the 60s and 70s. It just kind of depends if it has that sort of niche following label to it. If it's something that like The Shining or A Clockwork Orange, things that have been around for a while and people we kind of want people who went to these movies when they were kids to relive that experience, and those people who grew up in the age of Netflix and watching movies on their phone don't have that. They kind of can learn what it's like to be the kind of fan who had to wait in line to see a horror movie in 1989 or something.
Yeah, it feels like more of a serious and ritualistic experience when you're doing it like that, because there's so many people watching things, like you said, on their phones and their tablets. It's not quite the same as seeing your favorite film on a big screen if you've never had the opportunity before.
Yeah, exactly, because I'll talk to some people and we'll be talking about oh, what was the scariest moment you remember seeing this movie? And it's oh, shoot, I don't remember. I was watching that while I was on Facebook, but when you have to sit down in a theater and be around fans of that movie, you're more likely to pay attention and be man, this was really suspenseful, because you don't get the sense of dread watching movies like Jaws or Psycho if you're watching it passively. You have to sit there and let the dread and tension build up,
Full immersive experience in that case.
Exactly.
Nice. And so you partner up with Zia Records for most of these, if not all of them, right? They help you sell tickets and.
Well, Zia's our sponsor. Zia Records always carries our tickets brick and mortar. They've done so for the past few years. And every once in a while, when it makes sense, we partner up with other people. Mad Monster has been a sponsor of some of our screenings. Bookman's has been a sponsor in the past. And we've done stuff with lots of Game On Expo, lots of different conventions when it sort of fits. Our Jump Cut screenings are all sponsored by the Grid, since that's the venue where we have them at. Yeah.
Very nice. And there's also something you started more recently doing. It's the Geekly, if I'm not mistaken, or is that just something you're associated with, or?
No, Geekly Phoenix is another thing we do. It's basically, it's going to be a website pretty soon, geeklyphoenix.com, but you can find it on facebook.com/group/Geekly Phoenix. And basically it's an infrastructure for people who do events to go there and promote them, because it's really hard to get the word out about events like Cupcake or just different free comic book day or anything going on in the Valley if you're not partnered up with the New Times or something. So this lets event producers pimp their goth night, pimp their live art drawing, pimp their trivia nights, and It has like 3,000 members, and it's a good way to like learn what's going on in the valley because it's pretty big and there's always cool stuff going on.
Absolutely. Well, Cult Classics always has monthly cool stuff going on, and I have to finish it off, because we always do, with a horror-related question. What is the first thing you remember as a kid that just, like, scared the crap out of you, man?
I don't know, probably this movie called Westworld. It's like a 80s sequel to the movie Future World. It's a sequel to the movie Westworld that has Blythe Danner, Gwyneth Paltrow's mom, and Peter Fonda, and they're replacing people with androids. And there's like a part in there, like I was a little kid watching this, and like this android like took his face off, and there's all this like circuitry there, and you're like a little like 3-year-old, you're like, what the fuck, So it's one of those. That's the first like weird genre thing in my brain.
It just stuck with you, right?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, Victor, I got to extend a grande gracias to you, not just for talking to us here today, but for just making sure to spread the word about some of the pop culture stuff that some may remember, but others may not have discovered yet, because it's important to keep that awesome stuff alive in this digital age when there's just an onslaught of so much stuff.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. And like I tell people, if you're passionate about something, find out how you can get involved in it, or just tell your friends, because that's how this stuff keeps happening.
We're going to continue to spread the word. You guys make sure to check out Cult Classics, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. I follow them. You guys should too. And it's been a fun time here at Mad Monster. We're wrapping things up. I've been Jaime and Fuego. Gracias again to Victor. And until next time, where we have more Fright coverage coming at you guys, stay scared.